Real quick, I wanted to tell everybody to check out Exito's website. They sell all sorts of automotive accessories such as LED lighting, headlight replacement housings, battery jump boxes, seat covers, auxiliary lighting. Be sure to check them out and use my discount code ShanoMatic91 for 15% off your purchase. Link in description. What's up, everybody? Today we're back with another video talking about unique cars, and we're going to be focusing on American sleeper sedans from the 90s, performance sedans,
FS.
whatever you want to call them, fast sedans.
There you go.
Okay, FS like he said, but I think all these cars are really unique, and we're going to dive right into it.
All right.
So the first car on this list, I'm pretty sure everybody knows it, but I had to include it because it deserves to be here.
It does.
It is the 94 to 96 Chevrolet Impala SS. I love these cars.
Beautiful cars.
Badass cars, big bodies. These are just gangster, man.
Hell yeah, they're.
Gangsters, what's up, guys?
So these cars came with a 5.7 liter LT1,
Okay.
and they were rear wheel drive, 4-speed automatic, no manual. They made about 260, 270 horsepower. They were not slow for being as big as they were and heavy, and then back in the 90s, of course, but they could do a quarter mile in about 15, low 15s.
For how big that car is, yeah. How long it is too. Hell yeah, dude.
Now, that's not bad for the
Not
time.
bad at all.
The 96,
Okay.
I think any Impala guy will agree with me. The 96 is the one to have
Why is that?
because the digital speedometer went
Okay.
away because all the previous ones, 94, 95, had digital speedometers,
Okay.
which didn't really fit the car, I feel.
Yeah.
The 96 had an analog gauge,
Oh, nice. Yeah.
like a regular speedometer.
Yeah.
And then they got rid of the column shifter and they went to a floor shifter.
See, if you see these wheels on anything else, you're hey, those are Impala wheels.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? They're iconic. I agree with this car. 100%.
Yeah, this thing's
Yeah,
badass. So the next car on this list, I had one of these, and man, I miss it. But it was a SVT Contour.
I've seen Contours, but I don't think I can tell the difference between the SVT and the regular Contour.
Yeah, so these cars just visually, yeah, they had the aggressive bumper, front bumper with the fog lights. It sat a little lower. The bumper did. It had the badass side skirts. I've always loved those side skirts.
Yeah.
The rear bumper had like a diffuser in it with the dual exhaust ports like cut
Okay.
into it. It was very clean. So these cars were produced from 1998 to 2000.
Okay.
The 1998, the early 98 was known as the E0.
Okay.
And then I think it was started in 98 and a half was the E1.
Okay.
That was what they called them back then. But I had a early 98, which any SVT Contour guy will tell you. They had engine wire failure or harness, and that was really bad. I remember pulling my harness off to change it. You shook it, and it looked like you opened a can of sprinkles on the ground. It was bad, man.
Damn.
So there was a guy, on my car, there was a guy years ago, I think his name was Sam in Florida. He took the newer harness, repinned it for a 98,
Oh, nice.
and then plugged it in. Problem solved. It was great. Shout out to Sam. I know a lot of guys know him. Good work. You saved my ass on that one.
Hell yeah.
So this car came with the Duratec 25 or the 2.5 liter Duratec. It was V6, dual overhead cam, 24 valve. It was similar to the base motor, but this one made more power. And it made, I think in 98, it made like 195.
Oh, wow.
And then in 2000, got like a 5 horsepower bump to like 200. It wasn't much.
Yeah.
So the E0s have the more like Cosworth, Escort looking wheels. Like that's how I always describe them people. That's what my car came with. And then they upgraded to, I think it was 98 and a half or 99. They upgraded to the more Cobra style looking wheel, Mustang Cobra wheel. And I like those wheels a lot better. But yeah, these were cool cars, man. There's only about a little over 11,000 made.
Tuner look to it.
Yeah.
Yeah. It looks cool though.
Yeah, so like with the SVT, that was the special vehicle team. They had the Lightning, they had the Cobra back then, and then they had this.
It seems like that around that era for Ford, they were trying to branch out to everyone.
Yeah, Ford was like doing all sorts of crazy stuff with their vehicles, and I thought that was cool.
Yeah.
Just their economy cars,
Yeah,
making
dude.
them cool.
Hell yeah, that's what
I love them. But yeah, I had a 5-speed manual transmission, run about maybe a mid to low 15 in the quarter mile, which was quick back in the 90s. Like it had different like retuned suspension. The wheels were a little larger than the base Contour, different seats, white faced gauges on the instrument cluster. And of course, just all the appearance stuff on the outside, the bodywork. So the next car on this list, there's 3 versions of it. We're going to talk about the 3 generations, but it was the Taurus SHO, and that stood for super high output. This was a performance version of the Taurus. I'm sure a lot of people know about this car too, but it deserves to be on this list. So the first gen was from 1989 to 1991. It had a Yamaha built V6 engine, 3 liter.
Yamaha, all right.
And they were only in manual, the first generation.
Nice, okay.
But they were pretty quick for the time, 0 to 60 in about 6.5 seconds. They do the quarter mile in low 15s.
Yeah.
They had about 220 horsepower. My favorite generation was the second generation. I think they looked the best.
Cool, yeah.
So the second generation was from 92 to 95. They had the same 3-liter V6 Yamaha motor with the 5-speed transmission. However, what was weird, and I never knew this until I was reading about it, looking it up. In 93, they upgraded to the 3.2-liter Yamaha engine just for the automatics because they introduced the auto in 93. So the 3.2 liter, they upgraded that to just to have a little more torque to turn the auto.
Ah, okay.
Because the manual is easier to turn.
Yeah.
But yeah, like that was weird. So 3.2 liter in the autos, 3.0 in the manuals. So the next generation, the third generation, these cars were pretty cool too.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, they were all auto, but it is the 96 to 99, third generation.
This is the one that pretty much everyone knows and seen before or saw before.
This is the second one, yeah.
First one, yeah.
But they had a 3.4 liter V8 Yamaha engine.
Pumping it up.
Right? So, which you think would be better, but really it didn't make a whole lot more power than the V6. So that was kind of, you know?
Yeah.
But, and it was only offered in the 4-speed auto.
Yeah.
But still a cool car, front wheel drive, of course, just like the other ones. Didn't really take off.
Yeah, the headlights always bother me for some reason on these cars, though.
And the RX-7 taillights.
RX-7 taillights. You had to bring that up.
Right? Because I knew it would piss you off. And it did. It worked. So the next car on this list, this car to me is probably one of the more sleeper cars on this list because the base model looks so similar to the sport model.
Yeah.
The Buick Regal GS. I think these are really cool. So this car was produced from 97 to 2004 in this version. It was called the 3800 Series 2. But yeah, it was front wheel drive, really cool car. And it had the Eaton Gen 3 M90 supercharger. Okay. And from the factory it came with a 3.8 pulley.
Oh wow.
So factory supercharged.
Yeah.
And it looked
it
looked like a grandma car.
Yeah, I was about to say it looks like a grandma. Hey, grandma gotta go to that church real quick.
Right? But I think it was cool. Like I like these things, man. And they would do a quarter mile in about 14.9. So that was pretty quick. Dude, there used to be a guy when we would go out racing years ago when we were young, you know, and he had one and I think it was tan.
And he would just
and he would it would beat a lot of people. It was funny. But yeah, they made about 240 horsepower, 284 pounds of torque.
Yeah.
And 4-speed auto. But yeah, these are really cool. Like I said, I love how it looks similar.
Yeah,
like,
it looks
a normal
like
person
a normal ass car. You're like, what the hell is that? Like, goddamn, grandma, okay, get it.
Right? A normal person wouldn't be able to tell the difference.
Nah.
So the next car on this list is pretty much the more sporty version of the Buick Regal GS, the Pontiac Grand Prix GTP.
Dude, you just said Pontiac.
Yeah. Oh, I know. Don't you miss Pontiac?
I miss Pontiac.
Man. But yeah, it was basically the same thing. You know, the same engine, all that. It had the L67 supercharged version, you know, 3.8 liter V6. It had all that. Front wheel drive. It had the same M90 supercharger from Eaton. But I think this was a cool car. Only auto, 4-speed auto. It was basically the GS in a Pontiac version.
Yeah.
I think it was a cool car, and I've always liked those. I still would rather have the Buick more, just because it looks like a grandma car.
Yeah. just like get people like, what the hell was that?
Yeah.
No, 100%. But this one's cool too. Like people seen this one. These every now and then. So
these were probably more known.
Yeah, 100%.
So the next car on this list, I'll be honest, I didn't really know much about it.
Okay.
And I told you about it. We had talked about it before, and we were both laughing about it. the Dodge Spirit RT. This is like the Neon SRT4
Before,
basically. Like before the SRT4. I mean, that's the way I think about it. But it was only offered in 91 and 92. Very rare car. I've never seen one of these, but I like these. This is probably, as far as like sleeper goes, this is probably one of my more favorite ones on this list. And just because I think it's, if I'm not mistaken, I think it's the fastest one on this list.
Because of how light it is.
Yeah, it was very light. So these cars came with a 2.2 liter turbo 4-cylinder. It had about 224 horsepower, like 217, 220 torque. But these are so cool. They were only offered in a 5-speed manual. I mean, it sounds just like an SRD4.
Yeah,
like if that was a 2.4 liter, I'd be like, man,
I'm pretty sure that's what happened.
That would be like, that's an SRT4.
Yeah, they're like, let's bring this back later on.
Right.
And that's what happened.
According to Chrysler, it was the fastest sedan produced in America at that time.
That's dope.
It looked like a regular Dodge Spirit, just regular
it's just turbo
economy shitbox.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? But this is where it gets interesting. So it's 0 to 60 in 5.8 seconds.
Okay.
That was moving back then.
Yeah, that was moving.
And then it had a quarter-mile time, about 14 and a half seconds.
Okay.
That was also moving. So the crazy thing is, they only made about 1,300 to 1,400 of these.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, it's very rare. And they were only red and white. And then in 92, they added silver. But there's only like 30-something that were silver.
So silver, yeah.
Even more rare.
No, yeah.
But yeah, they were very rare cars, but I think these things were badass. And
they made this in 1992 around that time. You know, that's cool, man. That's really dope. It literally was the SRT4 before the SRT4.
Yeah, basically. So anyways, that is some performance sedans from the 90s. I think these are cool. If I missed any, let me know. But these are the ones that I can remember. The only one that I didn't know was the Spirit RT.
Yeah. And if you had one of these, any of these, put on the comments below. Let them know.
Yeah.
Any ideas of what other cars we could add it?
Yeah. If you have anything else that you think I should add, we'll make a part 2.
Maybe part 2.
So anyways, guys, thanks for joining in, and we'll see you in the next video. Peace.